Hi everybody, it is Eamon here and welcome to another episode of Pat Monk Presents. Joining us all the way from Calgary in Canada, we have Shannon who is with StellarAlgo. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very, very welcome. And those who are maybe a part of our international audience who are tuned in, who maybe never heard of StellarAlgo, can you give us a quick download, a quick overview as to what it is you do at StellarAlgo and how you help people and businesses and all of that good stuff?
Certainly, yes. StellarAlgo is the leading customer cloud platform for the sports and entertainment industry. We were founded in 2016 after our CEO and co-founder, Vince Ircandia, had spent a number of years working in business intelligence for Major League Sports and saw firsthand how challenging it was to wrangle so many diverse data sources and to use data to understand and engage with fans in a way that was authentic and personalized. So what we do today is help sports and entertainment properties, as well as their partners, to better understand their fans through data so they can go beyond ticket sales to maximize their fan engagement and revenue across the entire fan journey.
Fantastic, fantastic. And there's something I didn't quite know, but I was on your website earlier and I seen that a lovely statistic up there, and it was saying like 90% of fans never step foot in a venue. They're like watching on TV, streaming it online. I mean, with people like that, I mean, how do you engage with them?
Well, that's exactly the concern is, or the challenge, I should say. Um, Historically, so much of the work that sports teams and leagues have gone into has involved selling tickets. They want to sell tickets, fill stadiums, and particularly as we see the just continued increasing rise of the digital fan, you have fans who are avid fans of a team or a league that have never purchased a ticket. They don't go to games. So what we have discovered is that really this is the vast majority of a property's fans is not buying a ticket. They're not going to a stadium. So they're not spending on merchandise in stadium. They're not spending on food and beverage, but they are on social media. They're using an app. They are buying merchandise. They're wearing a jersey. They may be streaming. They may be going to a pub and watching in, with their community. And so one of the things we strive to do is to surface that those fans exist and make that data as relevant to the properties as the in-stadium fans. So what our platform actually does is aggregate all of the various data sources that a fan may use to interact with their favorite teams. That can be multiple channels. If you think about ticketing, CRM, you have e-commerce, your food and beverage, like I said, in stadium, but also social, your apps, your streaming data, and just there's a huge list of potential data platforms that a fan will interact with as part of their customer journey, as part of their fan experience. And all of those data points live in different platforms. So what the StellarAlgo platform does is aggregate those into a single customer view so that the teams and the leagues, the properties that are using our platform have ready access to that fan data so they can make it.
Fantastic. And like with this and engaging, I mean, what kind of channels are you using to reach out to people? Like building up, let's say, new customers and getting the word out about StellarAlgo. I mean, is it a multi-channel approach? Is it, when it comes down to different things, is it like LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it SEO? Is it content? I mean, what seems to be working at the moment?
To be honest, the majority of our conversations get started through networking and referral. In North America, at least, the sports and entertainment industry is a smaller world than I think most people realize it is. And so we have conversations in person at industry events, and often what happens is we will be working with a particular team or league, and an individual who was a champion there, who was a power user of our platform or really saw the value in it, will transition from that team or league to a role with a different team or league and bring us on board there. So the word spreads. We have found that amongst that industry, even individuals, properties who haven't worked with us in the past are usually quite familiar with who we are, what we do. So a lot of that comes from those kind of like one-on-one interactions, those referrals. But the rest really comes from a combination of our social media. So, particularly case studies, infographics, predominantly on LinkedIn that are driving to our website. And then registrations from webinars that we've hosted or co-hosted with industry partners.
Wow, so I like that. I mean, one is I say it and say it again. Like, if you do a good job and you get someone who has been a happy customer and they refer another person, that's the best marketing ever. Don't matter AI or ChatG, whatever. If you get a good referral, so that's always good. But yeah, like that, having a multi-channel approach and kind of switching gears a little bit and talking more about you, as a content marketing manager and as a leader within marketing. I mean, what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis?
Short answer is what doesn't. So I am currently the only marketer for StellarAlgo. We're based in Calgary, but we have staff throughout North America. And so it's a lot of following industry news, keeping my ear to the ground, as it were, to see what's coming up, what's new, working with my internal colleagues throughout the company for information on, say, product updates, or working with our sales and account management teams for the development of either targeted content or supporting the work they're doing, updating our website, generating new content, ensuring brand standards. It's a mixed bag, and every day is a little bit different. It's one of the things that's most enjoyable about this role, is that every day is a little bit different. Every day is exciting and new, and usually a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. If you're mixing it up and doing different tasks, that's what makes it creative, and that's why one thing I love about marketing is that aspect. And plus, you can never stand still in marketing, because even if you knew everything today, which is impossible, tomorrow it changes. Next month it's different, and 2 years from now you're like, wait, you're back to the start again. So that's always good. So also with this, I mean, in a lot of what you're doing, is there any task that takes up a lot of your time that, if there was no boundaries in technology, Shannon, you could click your fingers and have it automated? What comes to mind? What would make your life easier if it was automated?
In some ways, social media. It's an incredibly powerful driver for us. It really helps us get the message out. It helps us reach the individuals that we're looking to reach. And in some ways it's bite-sized, but I think that for individuals who maybe don't work in marketing, they don't realize how much work goes into something bite-sized. It's almost more challenging to craft a 200 to 300 word social post than it is to write, or 200 to 300 character social post than it is to write a 200 to 300 word blog post, right? So to really distill down that information. So yeah, if I had a magic button, in some ways, I would have social media probably. Really not so much taking it off my plate, but supplementing what I'm already doing, I think would be helpful.
Very good. Well, I'm sure the way things are developing with AI, it's probably only a matter of time. So if someone's listening in, maybe send us an email. Let us know, both of us. So also, if you could turn back time and go back to your first day, your first month, or wherever in StellarAlgo, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, starting back at StellarAlgo, that it's okay that I'm not a huge sports fan. I can still love my job. That's the short answer. But also just be comfortable with taking risk.
Mm-hmm.
Or more comfortable with taking risk. And I don't even mean necessarily big, all-out risks, but even just little risks. A/B test more, send more targeted emails to small lists and see what happens. Learn from those things. Just try things differently, because sometimes the thing you think is going to work really well doesn't, and sometimes the thing that you are doing because you don't really know if it's going to work well blows up, and it's fantastic. And sometimes those aren't repeatable, but trying those things, I think I would tell myself, be more comfortable with the unknown and just try and test and learn and have fun with it, because that really is a huge part of this industry. It's a huge part of the individuals that we support. And also it's part of why I got into marketing in the first place, is because it's creative. It's every day is different, like we talked about. So be more comfortable doing that. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think in general, Shannon, that's good life advice. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah, that's something. I have a little girl, and that's something I'm kind of distilling in her. Is just be comfortable being uncomfortable. So yeah, definitely doing that. And if it's not, that would be also a good book title. Hopefully, I might give someone a good idea, or you might. So, look, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast with us today, Shannon. I want to give you the last word. I mean, if people were to forget about everything that we just spoke about, if there's one thing that you really wanted them to remember about StellarAlgo, what would that one thing be?
That data is powerful, but it's especially powerful. It might only be powerful if you have easy access to it, if you know how to use it. And StellarAlgo, we have the largest fan data asset in the world. We have a skilled team that brings industry-specific expertise and points you in the right direction. We have machine learning in our platform that lets you know if a fan is ready for upsale or if they are likely to churn, so that you can personalize your campaigns. In a nutshell, right fan, right message, right time, right channel is what we do. And we really strongly believe in that. And so if you're looking to do that, if you're in that industry, give us a call.
Fantastic. And like that, if people want to find out a little bit more, it's just stellaralgo.com. StellarAlgo.com. So really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule today, Shannon, to join us. I'm sure people got a lot of value out of that. And thank you. So that is it for today, folks. Look forward to seeing everybody on the next episode of Pat Monk Presents. So for myself and Shannon, all the best and bye-bye.